cinephilers, this is V and I'm here to bring you the latest scoop on your favorite films. Today we are diving into the world of action crime dramas with a recap of the 2020 movie, Becky. So, the movie starts off in an office where Becky Hooper is getting grilled about some crazy event that went down at their family's fort. Now let me tell you, this girl is not making it easy for the investigators. She's giving some vague answers and acting like she can't remember anything. Classic case of selective amnesia, am I right? But let's back up a couple of weeks. Before all the madness went down, Becky was just your average high school student. Her mom had passed away a year ago, and her relationship with her dad, Jeff, was about as good as a cold cup of coffee. And speaking of her dad, he decides to pick her up from school in the middle of the day, which Becky is not happy about. I mean, who likes getting their routine messed up like that? Meanwhile, in the criminal underworld, a neo-Nazi prison gang is stirring up some trouble. And by trouble, I mean a full-blown brawl. These guys don't mess around. And the fight only ends when their leader, Dominic right here, hands one of his men a shiv to finish off their rival. Yikes! Later on, Dominic and his buddies, Apex, Cole, and Hammond, are riding in a transport van. Dominic, being the brains of the operation, orders Apex to off the inmate next to him just so they can get the guards to pull over. I mean, who needs a smooth plan when you can just create chaos? So they take out the guards and pose as policemen. Not bad for a day's work, right? But things take a dark turn when they stop a man and his two kids on the street. Dominic doesn't hesitate to kill the man, and Apex, well, let's just say he probably didn't give the kids any candy, so they steal the family's car and leave like nothing happened. Pretty bad. Meanwhile, we've got some family drama brewing right here. Becky is mad at Jeff because she thinks he is selling their family home, which meant something to her mom. But surprise, surprise, he's actually keeping it. But things get even more complicated when Jeff's girlfriend Kayla and her son, Ty, show up. Jeff drops the bomb that they are engaged and Becky is not having it. She storms out of the house, closely followed by one of the dogs named Dora. That's a funny name. Becky finds herself alone with her thoughts and memories of her mom. But then, what is this? She discovers a mysterious key. Just then, the neo-Nazis show up at the house, and at first they appear friendly, but surprise, surprise, their true motives are soon revealed. Who would have thought? Okay, so Kayla and Ty try to escape into the woods, but they are caught by Cole and Hammond. Dora, oh no, is shot, and Kayla and Ty are taken back to the house. Of course, Kayla has to pretend that the dog was Becky, so as not to scare Jeff. Dominic is there to find the key that Becky just found. He shoots Kayla in the leg to prove that he is serious, but he deliberately misses the bone. Oh, how kind of him. Becky becomes aware of their presence, and Dominic knows that she is near the area. Becky tries to bluff by saying that she called the cops from the neighbor's house, but Dominic knows she is lying. Dominic brings Jeff outside and starts torturing him, hoping that Becky will show up. And, of course, Becky relents and agrees to give them the key. Dominic allows Jeff to talk through the radio, but he orders Becky to run. Jeff manages to break free and kick Dominic in the face. Go, Jeff! But sadly, he gets shot dead before he could even say I love you to Becky. How tragic. Now, Dominic right here catches up with her demanding the key, but wait for it. Becky uses the key to, oh my god, do this to Dominic's left eye. Ouch, that hurts. And with that, she manages to run away with the other dog, Diego. I can't with the names. So Dominic goes back to the house and decides to cut off an eye and sends his minions Cole and Hammond to chase down Becky while he and Apex keep watch on Kayla and Ty. But oh no, Becky isn't one to go down without a fight. She and Diego take refuge in a small fort, and Becky, being the badass she is, climbs to the top and ziplines down to attack Cole with a ruler. Yes, you heard that right, a ruler. And she stabs him with it repeatedly until she finally jams it through his throat. Talk about leaving a mark. Meanwhile, Apex starts to feel some compassion towards Kayla and Ty's plight, but Dominic is having none of that soft stuff. He wants Apex to reaffirm his loyalty to him because, prison time is the ultimate bonding experience. Hammond, on the other hand, tries to take on Becky next, but he's no match for her. She leads him to the lake and makes him trip on a plank of wood with nails sticking out. Ouch. And then she finishes him off by using the nail end of the board to beat him until he falls into the water. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, Becky hops on a boat and uses the motor to shred Hammond's chest until he meets his maker. That's one way to go for a swim. As if that weren't enough, Apex comes across Diego and Becky. He knocks Diego out with a hard hit, but doesn't want to hurt Becky. I mean, after killing 2 other children, who wouldn't feel a little guilty? So, anyway, he tries to let her go and escape Dominic's clutches altogether. And it turns out Diego is okay too, thank goodness. The sun has set, the stars are out, and Becky has stumbled upon the body of her beloved father, Jeff. In a moment of heartfelt emotion, she tearfully confesses her love to him and tells him to say hi to her dear old mom. But wait, who is that lurking in the shadows? Oh, it's Kayla and Ty, and they're trying to distract Dominic so he won't see Becky. Classic move. Kayla takes a moment to mock Dominic's futile plan, which apparently involves fitting into his white supremacist agenda. And what's his response to the scathing criticism? Not much really, just your standard run-out-of-the-mill hate speech. But things start to heat up when Becky sets off the car alarm to lure Dominic into a trap. A fight ensues, and just when it seems like Dominic might come out on top, Apex makes a surprise return to the scene. But alas, it's too little too late, as Dominic shoots him in the chest. With the odds stacked against her, Becky takes matters into her own hands and uses a lawnmower to run over Dominic's head, turning it into a fine paste. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Becky shoots Apex in the head, even though he tried to save her. Finally, Kayla and Ty emerge from the shadows with Diego in tow, and they all wait for the police to arrive. Cut to the office where Becky is talking to the sheriff and a psychologist. Despite the mounting evidence against her, Becky refuses to take ownership of the murders. The sheriff is rightfully concerned, but it seems like our dear Becky right here has a few tricks up her sleeve. And so this is the story of Becky. That's it. See you in the next hunt.